welcome back to another warm-up show, NHL Playoff 2022. This is your hockey coach, the local franchise directly for the Sunshine State in Florida. And we have to go all the way to the north to find the co-host from Toronto, Ontario. We call him the best of the best, Mr. ENORTAP in the house tonight.
Hello, Coach. Hello, Hockey Nation. Let's get these playoffs going.
Congratulations, everybody, Mr. ENORTAP, for the weekend. Hopefully, you have an amazing, great weekend. Mr. ENORTAP, you're ready to rock and roll.
Very good.
The full game we have tonight on the program, we're going to do, we decide to not stop. We're going to do all week, all the time for the playoff. And we're going to be here every night from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. When we can do it, we will do it. So we have a few people already in the chat. First of all, we want to invite everybody. Don't forget to click on the likes. That would be awesome. Before we talk about the who win the month of the April, what we expect for this month, how this works, we're going to give everybody. We want to talk about also what happening last Friday. Honestly, we gave up the game yesterday and only but Yamo win was the only one gave the score. So Yamo, you win yesterday. It's a bonus. It's not a matter about that one over there, but we have to talking. Yeah, you have to also about that one over there. But, Friday night, I have 15 games, Mr. ENORTAP, on the program, 15. And we have a couple of people nail it. I'm talking about Kilo and John Gregor have 11-4 Friday night. And then we have ENORTAP, coach at 10-5. And then we have Kelly and Pierre Martin and Noner. And I said Noner. And Jose Duarte, Joseph, Andrew at 9-6, and the rest of the group about that one. They have 2 scores, I believe. They have ENORTAP and many other at 1 score. Richard Mullen get a 99. They have 103, I think, or 102, the final score. He got it. Danny got Caulfield, and Richard Mullen also got Stamkos with 6-point hat trick. So that's happening about everybody. So congratulations, everybody. And in a few minutes, we're going to show the leaderboard, who is the winner of the month of April, everything like that. But before that, we have to welcome some people in the house before we go for everybody. Mr. Yann Giannet, welcome aboard.
Welcome, man.
Miss Kelly, she's back in the house and ready for rock and roll. The game at 7 o'clock, 7:30. Welcome aboard.
Hi, Kelly.
Here we go. We got the flow. That's happening about that. And the moderator of the Hockey Nation show, the Butter Bean. Back in the house, Danny T is with us.
Hey, Danny. How's it going?
We have Blackhawks fan 97. Welcome aboard. Hopefully doing well. Feel great and ready to rock and roll.
Welcome.
Kelly, coach, can we do 2 bracket? No, but you can do 2 bracket in NHL. So you can do that bracket you did already. You can send this to another league. They have one's called NHL. It's free for everybody, Kelly. So you can use that one, or you can do another one with another name. But you cannot come with us. You go to NHL. So hopefully they answer you about that one there. Mr. Jose Duarte is back in the house.
Hey, Jose. Welcome.
When you follow everything, it's funny when you read the people. But first of all, Blackhawk is sick a lot recently, right? So you don't feel good.
Yeah.
And then Danny, he talk always about food. Now he talk about a sub. And then Kelly, she's the psychologic of everything. She tried to talk about both of them, explaining everything like that. So it's pretty unique when you read all the conversations. So Danny's about food, and Blackhawks does not feel good healthy-wise. And then Kelly should just try to talk everybody, and that's pretty good fun. But that's what we are, and we love it. But we have to go with the red carpet because Nooner back in the house.
Hey, Roger. Welcome.
And it's still the same people. John Gregor back in the house. Congratulations, John Gregor, with your 11-4 last Friday.
Hey, John.
It looked like Pierre Martin just got out of the treadmill. He said, let me catch my breath before I say hello. So I'm sure he just jumped off the treadmill. Welcome back, Mr. Pete Martin with the house. Oh,
how's it going?
The scout. We lost the scout, Mr. UNORTAP. I don't know what happened with the scout. The scout was gone for a couple of days. Mr. Alexis Dubik, welcome aboard, Mr. Alexis Dubik. Thanks to be a part of the show tonight.
Welcome.
Oui, Alexis, je fais tous les soirs, mon Alexis. C'est comme ça. Is Treskin is in the net? Yeah, he is. About that, Mr. Yemo Vertanen in the house.
Yarmo, how's it going?
Well, man, welcome back, Mr. Alexis. And then still have the make NHL breaker about this. You said something?
No, I just said hello to Yarmo.
So what we have to do in the center tap, I need to have a red light. So when you want, a red light. So you click on the red light, it show up here. So I can, he wants to say something. We want to talk about something. So we need to perform. We perform better. We need to find a way how this works. Sure. But with time, it's another. It's in the budget, and the budget is really strength right now. Not much about this, but we have the gaming banana. 1, 2, 3, the banana. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Yamu said, you make 100 front team, you will with one winner bracket. About this, Yamu, you're absolutely right about this. It's funny, I make a couple of bracket. I'm always come back with the same winner. So I decided to go with one bracket. It's no matter.
Yeah.
After that, that's the best way to do it. I know what's going on, Mr. UNORTAP. My volume on my big screen is low. So I have to turn up this one because I just wear it's like someone in the back talking and I don't know what's going on. But now I can hear everybody. So that's better. About that, quel game ce soir? Toronto, moi, Alexis. Je fais Toronto, toutes les games, puis je fais la Floride demain, toutes les games. Michel Richard, Mollet! Congratulations, Michel Richard!
Hey, Richard.
From Texas! Everything is big! In French, we call him Joseph Le Jambon. In English, we call him Joseph LANHAM. Welcome aboard, Mr. Joseph.
Welcome, Joseph.
Moi, Alexis, je la prépare pour ma liste, mais je vais la sortir dans un mois. Après la première ronde, Alexis, je crois que je vais faire ma liste. Je vais commencer après ma liste un peu plus sérieusement. About that one over there. Doing Pierre Martin. Oh, we don't already at the end. No, coach, I have to run to get here. All right. Glad you're running and you show up at the right time. On hair. Yeah, exactly, Yamo. I have to hit a flash right there. On hair. Mr. Kilo, welcome back.
Kilo, how's it going?
Thank you, Mr. Kilo. Be a part of the show tonight. Congratulations for Friday night, 11 and 4. And then we have Mr. Andrew Lepage join us tonight. Thank you, Andrew, to be part.
Hi, Andrew. Welcome.
100 for the Tampa. Well, hopefully they will because he left his time. Kelly, I came in the room, did not stay long. I would sleep because I had to wake up at 2 a.m. It just came in, hit the like button. Thank you so much, Nonor. And we understand you have to go in the bed early, Nonor, because you have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So we understand, Nonor. Don't worry. The fact you do this, we really, really appreciate about that. But finally, Mr. UNORTAP, look like you on the show. So let's see what we have to talk about and what you need to talk about. Honestly, the last 48 hours, 22 hours, you have no hockey really until last Friday. But maybe you can talk about different things, what's going on, everything. I have a couple of news. If you don't know, I can tell you. But we have to mention Kimberly Anna. She's in the house.
Hey,
Kimberly!
Welcome.
Kimberly, she's from Fort Myers area to Sarasota to Tampa Bay. She's on the west coast of the Florida where it's the Gulf of the Mexico. Hit the water, the beach over there. Us, we have the Atlantic Ocean. If you want to hear geography, I can teaching you. Only the water. I'm not good on the capital and the country name, but I'm good on the water. That's what's happening about that one over there. J'ai une question. Quoi la différence entre Martin Lapointe et Robert Humain? C'est quoi la différence entre Hughes et Bergevin, Alexis? Facilement, je vais te dire, Alexis, Hughes et Bergevin, il n'y a pas beaucoup de différence encore parce que Hughes n'a pas fait ses devoirs. On va falloir qu'on attende au mois de septembre qu'est-ce qu'il a fait durant l'été pour le juger. Là, maintenant, Timmins, la pointe, Timmins, il était dans le hockey pour 17 ans. La pointe est quasiment là pour 4 ans. Mais ils ont la même job qu'avant, les deux qu'avaient. Donc, la différence, il n'y en a pas beaucoup. C'est seulement de voir, l'un a plus d'expérience. Donc, c'est quasiment ça que je peux dire pour l'instant. Puis Ken Hughes et Marc Bergevin, comme je te disais, Hughes n'a pas fait encore ses devoirs. Donc, on va falloir, on attend jusqu'au mois de septembre, Alexis, pour régler, pour savoir le comparer. Yamo, neither Tampa or Tampa Bay as a finished players. Yep. And then I need food right now. I need to watch today. I've been bad all day. Thank you, Kimberley, again. And Mr. Untitled, do you have something said?
No, I'm just reading Pierre's message here. You're lucky you can't hear me, Coach.
Yeah. It's happened sometime about that. Mr. Untitled, before we're not to, I know we don't have a lot of people, but it's better to do it anyway at the beginning of the show. Let's start thinking about the leaderboard, everything, how this complete, and how this work in May, if you don't mind. Then we're going to talk about the news, everything like that. But we want to congratulate, and honestly, I did not share the date, Wednesday before Friday. But Mr. Yamo finished first in the leaderboard of the weekly at 151, following by John Greger at 98. And then finally, ENORTAP finished third at 94. They are the 1, 2, and 3 of the month of the April. 21 days we play, 3 weeks, Monday to a little bit more, but that's what happening during the month April. Friday night we have John Greger and we have Kilo have a good run after that, Mr. ENORTAP. So congratulations about this for
Very good. Congrats.
April. Congratulations, Mr. Yamo Vertanen, number 1. And then, Mr. ENORTAP, we combine both the weekend and the week. And what happening on that one over there? Yamo finished first also with 113. We had no game this weekend, so that's what happening about that one over there. And then you finished second at 109, and I finished third. I found a way to beat Andrew and Pierre Martin at 104. So it's 1, 2, and 3 for the weekend. So we have not many people participate on the weekend. But I'll give you an idea for everybody where you at about that one over there. So congratulations. And now what happening, Mr. ENORTAP, is for me, we have a different thing. So how is what? We're going to go back on that one over there. So congratulations again, Yamo and Mr. ENORTAP, for your classification. We're not going to talk about the game yet, but what I want to mention to you is tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight, right? You have to give us the Stanley Cup winner and the runner-up. So tonight, when we're going to do the show, at the end, we're going to ask you, who is the winner of your Stanley Cup? Who is the runner-up? So you have to give us the winner and the runner-up. Then you have to give us the Connie Smythe Trophy winner. Who is going to be the MVP winner of this? So that's you have to select. This is for the full playoff NHL.
Yeah.
Tonight, after we do the game, it's the same regular. You give us the score and who's win, and then you give us also your fantasy player, and then you select how many goals for 4 games to that. It's fun right now. We don't have no leader for the month. So this is going to be all the way to the final NHL Stanley playoff. That's the only chance we change about that. Does it make sense?
Makes sense.
All right. If you don't understand, just call ENORTAP tonight and ask him. He will give you all the information about that one over there. And that's what's happening for everybody. So we're going to see what's going on in the chat, what's going on. Some people, congrats some people. So it's great to see this. Blackhawk need to go eat. We'll refer a little crash shaking like the old days. Yamo. It'll be interesting how this is going to work, those referee tonight. Jordan Harris, je le compare Pedro Angelo. Alexis, non. Non. is too high. Jordan Harris, Alexis. J'espère Renaud is not here because Renaud he does not like Jordan Harris. But I don't have to compare him right now. We need to wait about that. Président, aimes-tu la comparaison? Non, Alexis, Président Joe is a numéro 1 défenseur, number 1, donc c'est ça. Nice. Where is my car, Yamo? It's still in the garage. We're going to fix it, Yamo, and we work on the colors right now. That's what's happening about that one over there. I need to bring this down now. So we're going to let you know, Yamo, when the car will be ready, and we're going to do a special presentation. We cannot deliver. We cannot deliver, but we're going to send it by boat, I believe. We try to working on the delivery agent right now because usually the
DIXON.
delivery people is Roger and Danny, and I don't know how their availability. But stay tuned. We're going to give you all the information about that one over there.
I think Dixon Automotive is sending it.
Exactly. As Andrew, no, we're going to give it a little bit later about you runner back. We're not there yet, so don't give me your score. Don't give me anything.
He's excited.
I'm not there yet.
He's excited. Leave him alone.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
Here we go. So that's what happened about that. We are the champion, not the champion, but the champion. Here we go. That's the way to this about that. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. That'd be awesome. A couple of news today. First of all, the Winnipeg Jets is the number 2. We said 3 or 4, and we nailed it. We said yesterday they're going to fire a coach, and not fired, but they're not going to keep the interim Dave Lowry for the Winnipeg Jets. So they keep the general manager, but they fire him. And they've also ESPN. I feel bad for Clompton. Clompton is an NHL since like 20 years. And I met him a lot of time. He does all his fun seminar during the summer. And he's been with Winnipeg for many years about that. And the brother, Will Groff, is a coach for the Edmonton Oilers. His brother coached the Vermont Countermount in NCAA. And he was with Clompton for many, many years together. And he left the Winnipeg Jets to get that job in NCAA Division 1. Todd Woodcroft is a great, great teacher about hockey. We turn that. So that's the one I met a lot of time. But again, for the Winnipeg Jets, I'll be looking for a new coach. That's another thing happening about this. So
I think also we might see in Philadelphia change with Yo.
Yep.
Lindy Ruff, maybe.
Yep.
Maybe DeBoer, Lowry.
Who?
Possibility, Lowry in Winnipeg, right? Laurie.
Yeah, he's done. He's done now.
Yeah, and maybe even Aikens, possibly King as well. So I'm looking at about 5 or 6 coaching changes, I think.
Yeah, it could happen about that. We have Mr. Luciano Graziano in the house.
Hey, Luciano, how are you?
If I ask you, Mr. ENORTAP, or in the chat over there, your boldest prediction. If you said like one thing, you said like this is a crazy prediction, what it will be?
You mean to win the cup?
For the NHL first round prediction.
Oh, for the first round. It's tough. Like, I mean, a surprise for me would be if Nashville defeated Colorado, especially without Saros. That would be a big surprise to me. I can see even if Washington were to win against Florida, that would be a huge shock. I don't see it in any way, shape, or form. But if somehow they managed, like, how do you then evaluate Florida's year if that's the case? Because I think they're loaded. I think they have 3 lines that can score. Even their 4th line is not bad. Their defense, they beefed it up. Today they said that right for now they're starting Sherratt on the 3rd pairing. Now that Ekblad is back with Uyghur. So it would be a huge shock to me if Florida got ousted from the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know if Boston is like a crazy pick over the Carolina, right?
Only because of the goaltending situation, right? Otherwise, and still, I don't think Boston will do it. I think that they'll give them a tough ride, but I just think Carolina is so deep that as long as they don't fall behind, they're going to dictate the play. They can go three centermen deep, and silence a lot of the critics there.
Which team have the most to lose during those playoffs? Which team have really like the
Colorado, 100%. Yeah, in my eyes, like they're probably the favorites from what I can see in terms of even how they're built. It would be a huge disappointment if they didn't win this all, in my eyes.
Which team is the dark horse?
I'm still going to stick to it. I think Minnesota is the wild horse here. I think that they have the potential to go deep. They have a lot of good building blocks. I think they made some excellent moves at trade deadline time that addressed some of the needs that they had, because there was a point, if you recall, where, I mean, they started off the year fairly well, and then they went into a slump for about 7, 8, 9 games. And not only were they losing, but they were getting beaten badly, physically, on the scoreboard. And I think they addressed some of those things by adding some defense. They got Dumba to come back, and he's healthy. Up front, they put, they added some size and Delorier. In net, they went and got Fleury, so that if one or the other, they have a 1A and a 1B coach, not coaching, but a goaltending duo. So they're my dark horse.
All right. First of all, we want to welcome Mr. Junkie Hockey. He's in the house.
Hey,
Hockey Junkie. I apologize for that one of them. Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Don't forget to subscribe to his show, the YouTube channel. He does great videos, everything like that. Congratulations for what you do so far, and more to come for you, I'm sure, with your great work about that one. There we have Yamo, Colorado and Florida. Edmonton is the dark horse for Yamo about that one.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, Edmonton's another one.
Look like we did not prepare the show because I did not tell you, but I was prepared. Now I'm going to give you, 16 teams make the playoff tonight.
Yeah.
New season, you see all the zero right there. You know who they are. Only one. If I said select one, which team are not going to be in the playoff next year?
Next year.
We're not returning.
I would say Washington. The Washington Cat. I think they're getting on in age. Their goaltending situation needs to be resolved. Once you get past that first line, I don't. They're losing a little bit in speed as well. Unless they do something drastic over the summer, and I don't see that happening, they're probably the odd team that drops off here.
Okay, so we want to welcome Mr. Alan Barnes at DIXON Automobile Group. Welcome back. We miss you, buddy.
Hey, Dixon. They want their card, Dixon. Giarmo.
Yamo said the Los Angeles King.
No, I see LA improving. I mean, they
Martin said Washington.
Washington, yeah.
Luciano said Nashville.
Probably not. I still think they can hang in there.
He's maybe not wrong if they lose Forsberg.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Right. Richard Mullen said Pittsburgh, Washington. Real Deal Prim is in the house.
Yeah, I would probably put Pittsburgh up there as well, especially since they're going to lose.
Yamu said no, said leaves. And Francois Pitt said Pittsburgh about that one over there. Now, 16 team did not make the playoff from Vegas to the Montreal. Which one you said you believe they're going to make the playoff next season? Now, I'm going to share my question. Which one going to make the playoff next year, but does not count Vegas?
I can't use Vegas?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's because Vegas,
well,
you know, he's going to be, you know what I mean? Like, they should make the playoff. So.
Yeah, question is, in the West, who drops off for Vegas to get in there? That's probably a better question.
It's because what happening is maybe nobody drop over there. They will be the one for the Central. It's going to be more like 4-4.
But even if it's 4-4, who's the other team that drops off for Vegas to get in there?
Dallas.
There has to be, maybe. Yeah, I could see that.
Yep.
Andrew
said that I want to mention Sherry. Andrew said Washington and Dallas, Nashville, Pittsburgh, all possible next year.
Mrs. Yeah. Dallas, I can see. Yeah.
Luciano, he said Buffalo.
They're out already. Oh,
Yamo said Buffalo.
To come in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the New York Islanders.
That's a good pick. Richard Molin just said Islanders too. And Kilo said the Red Wings.
Yeah, there's still maybe one more year away. I think Detroit. I think there's a couple of areas that they're going to have to address still. But they got a great nucleus. They won't be far off.
Pierre Martin, maybe Dallas might make some. But Detroit, New Jersey, Anaheim, Ottawa. That's 4 teams. Which one of them is going to have a better year next season?
Let's have those teams again. Ottawa,
yeah. New Jersey, Buffalo, and Anaheim.
Probably, I'd go with Ottawa. I think that they were supposed to have a better year this year. And yet again, they started off poorly like they did last year, and then they came on much stronger at the end of the year. But I think if they get, I think they have their goaltending situation kind of resolved. If they can just get maybe a veteran coming in there that can really bring the team together, they're learning and learn how to win together. That could be the difference. I think Ottawa.
Some have said that Buffalo will welcome German Penu with the Golden Knights. Thanks to be part. Francois Pitt said Buffalo also. So we have a few people pick up a couple of teams like that. That'd be great. And we have a question from what the Pittsburgh is going to do next year. Do you guys think Letang or Malkin sign somewhere else?
I think it'll be Letang. There is the possibility he could land in Montreal. I think he's got a very limited destinations that he wants to go to, and Montreal is on that list. Malkin, I don't know. I always thought he'd retire as a Pittsburgh Penguin, but he could even land in Florida, especially if Giroux moves at the end of the year. They might find a way to accommodate that in their salary cap. But I would say Letang number 1, possibly both of them with Malkin, because they're going to sign Russ. So a lot of the money's going to go there, I think. Yeah,
Letang you have to show Montreal, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And Malkin, with all everybody said, it will be. Here's what's going to happen. Giroux is going to Ottawa. Malkin signed with the Panthers.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Malkin stay in Florida for $5 million.
Is that a question?
No, my point is
Or
that
is
because Giroud will ask more,
yes,
right? And Ottawa can afford this, Florida cannot do it. So,
right.
and Malcolm, because his family here, his wife, and yeah, condominium, everything like that, it would take less money to play hockey and stay in Florida and join the Panthers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I
I
could
don't
see
say it
that.
will happen, but that's the one I believe it could happen about that one there. And Ottawa could also make it next year in the group I mentioned it. But I still pick my bracket Tampa to win it. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. Don't be mad at MICHEL, but I also pick Tampa Bay. Bay Area is sport. May you share your game link with me one more time. Yes, give me about a couple of seconds. I will do it. Not a problem. Bay, about that. Mr. Notab, I think it's time to show up and do our full game. We have a little bit longer time. We can talk a little bit more. So
Sure.
that will give us also time to set up. So, Mr. Notab, you are the right to start with the Boston and the Carolina Hurricane.
For tonight, yeah, for sure. And I'm so glad that we got all the predictions out of the way. It's time to finally drop that puck, right? And start these playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, the Carolina Hurricane, they have many reasons for optimism ahead of game one tonight against the Bruins. I mean, after all, they were the Metro Division champions. They also outscored the Bruins by a margin of 16-1 as they swept all three regular season games against them. So those are definitely facts and points of optimism that they can look in their favor. They ended off their season, final 6 games, setting a franchise record in both victories at 54 and points at 116. Now, while all of that is definitely something that's positive for them, uh, when you look at Brendan Moore, like he doesn't have to think too hard about a fairly recent negative, and that is a couple things. All he has to do is really, think back and recall his team's offensive lapse and the way they could definitely go dry, like last spring with that ill-fated second round loss to Tampa Bay. They just couldn't score whatsoever against them. And that fear is always there because it's a team that, especially if they fall behind, it's hard for them to get back into the game from that perspective on the offensive. Svechnikov, 3 goals, 3 assists. Teravainen, 1 goal and 5 assists. Each recorded 6 points in the season series against the Bruins this year. Sebastian Aho had 2 goals and 2 assists to set in the set to sort of boost his club record in both categories at 37 and 44. The offense was more than enough for Frederik Andersen, who turned aside 98 of the 99 shots he faced from Boston. But the problem is they don't have Andersen to start off this series. So they're relying obviously on Antti Ranta to come in, and while he's very capable, I don't think he's Andersen. And then some other people will claim, well, how many other series has Andersen won when he was in Toronto? So that's a legitimate fact until proven otherwise. But I think for Carolina to have any sort of chance, Andersen has to return as soon as possible and give them that goaltending that they went out and got Carolina for that specific reason and that purpose. The Bruins, they were rolling along with 6 wins in a 7-game stretch to sort of put them in line for a chance to secure third place in the Atlantic. Tampa Bay, however, won its finals season finale to put Boston in the wild card spot, as we know by now. Patrice Bergeron, he scored his team's lone goal in the season series versus the Hurricane. he enters this set or this series having erupted for 9 points in his past 3 games. Um, it's they definitely have the players that, like, both teams are very defensive minded, and I anticipate all the games will probably be low scoring. But for tonight, I will take the home team, and I'll take Carolina to win this one 2-1.
I did already in our tap when you talk about this the first time. I put already after that the link for the hockey, so it's all good
Okay.
about him.
Yeah.
Thanks for hockey for the picture in the back and everybody else. We welcome a few people join us. Don't forget, you guys, to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. And yeah, that's what we at that moment. I select everybody. Don't forget, at the end of this, at the after 4 game, going to ask you your Stanley Cup winner and the Stanley Cup runner-up, and also the Connie Smythe Trophy winner at the end, not during those 4 game. That's it.
Gotcha. Okay, our next game, of course, the Toronto Maple Leafs and Tampa Bay. The Lightning, they're beginning the quest for their 3rd straight Stanley Cup in visiting Toronto now to open up the first round of the Eastern Conference playoff series. One positive for the Leafs is obviously the fact that they do have home ice advantage, and they have fans now, unlike the previous couple years that, due to COVID reasons and many others places that did not have the same luxury. So that'll definitely be a positive for the Leafs. But we can't forget the fact that the Leafs are trying to win a first round series for the first time since 2004, and until they can knock that monkey off their back, it's a psychological game. It's a mindset. That's all it is. I think the Leafs have a very good team. I think that they are capable of going far if they get the goaltending and the players that are supposed to be the leaders and scorers on this team actually stick to the plan and do what they've done all year long. This is the first time that the Lightning have faced the Maple Leafs in the playoffs. During the regular season, they were 2-1-1. The Lightning defeated Toronto 8-1 on April 21st. That was in Tampa, but Toronto, of course, was without Austin Matthews and also Jack Campbell in net. Matthews, however, had a hat trick in the April 4th game that was in Tampa, and Toronto defeated them 6-2. And really, you might recall, Coach, I said this at the time, when they put that beating on Toronto 8-1, I thought the message was sent when they had about 5 or 6 goals. I thought that the fact that they pushed it to 8 could eventually come back to bite them, where, and now they meet in the playoffs. These back then, if I was Keefe, I would have put that on the bulletin board and said, watch until we play next time, because this is, you just don't run up the score like that. On Tuesday, Matthews became the first NHL player to reach 60 goals in a series since Stamkos did it back in 2011 and 2012. He finished the season with 106 points. Marner had a 97, just shy of 100. But these stats mean nothing when you get to the playoffs. You have to now be the type of player that can translate that to the playoff situation and continue along that streak. Stamkos was very hot for Tampa Bay over the last month and a half. He had 26 points over his last 9 games. His 33 points in April were the most by any Lightning in a calendar year, and the most by any NHL player since Mario Lemieux did it and got 34 points back in 1995. For me, goaltending will be a key issue here. Vasilevsky has been a mainstay for the Lightning in their cup runs, but we've seen a bit of a kink in the armor this year. He hasn't quite been his usual self, although he's been very good. The numbers would support that for sure. For the Leafs, King Campbell is Campbell up to the challenge. That's what it's going to come down to, and you're going to need both goaltenders to kind of offset each other here in order for this to be a deep series. I think this game tonight will go into overtime, and I think Tampa Bay pulls it off. I think yeah. Well, I won't say who, but I think Tampa will win it 4-3.
Who's win?
Tampa 4-3.
I go
In
with
overtime.
Tampa. I go with Toronto.
Okay.
And Tampa Bay. And I have 4-2, so it's 4-3. We are good to go. We want to welcome a couple of people. Terry M, thank you so much. Also, Brendan Weilerman, thank you so much. Leland Naski said, you mess up your description. You put Oilers visit Nashville. So, I don't know. Oh, on the description of the video, possible. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you to let me know.
Okay.
Here we go. Go ahead, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yeah, next series is the St. Louis, Minnesota one. I think this will be the most intriguing one. You can make cases for either one of these two teams to proceed in the next round. I would venture to say that either way, whether it's St. Louis or Minnesota that moves forward, it's going to go seven games, and it's going to be quite the series from an entertainment perspective and from a display of hockey greatness for sure. The star players for St. Louis and Minnesota, they're going to take center stage tonight in Minnesota. Minnesota has guys like, obviously, Kaprizov, who finished fifth in the NHL with 108 points in just his second season in the league. But St. Louis can counter with guys like Tarasenko, who finished outside of the top 20 in the NHL in goals and points. But he enters a postseason on a tear. He had 11 goals, including 4 game winners, and total 24 points in 16 games in the month of April, which is quite the feat. Tarasenko has been operating on the same line as Robert Thomas and Buskevich. Thomas had a 17-game point streak going that ended in late April and tied for the longest in the NHL this season. The other positive for Minnesota is that Zuccarello is finally back in the lineup after having missed about, I think it was 4 or 5 games with a lower body injury. Zuccarello set career highs in assists, 55, and points, 79, despite missing all those games. And this was his 12th season. But their offense doesn't stop there. They have a lot of depth with guys like Kevin Fiala on the next line. They have Foligno that's been doing very well. St. Louis, they're getting back Braden Shen, who missed the last 4 games with an upper body injury. Of course, the St. Louis trio of Brandon Saad, Ryan O'Reilly, and David Perron have really lived up to expectations. Perron really has come on strong in the second half of the year. And anytime you have somebody like O'Reilly that can play a very close defensive game, win faceoffs, so you have puck possession, those are important unseen characteristics that lead to victory. which brings us then to goaltending. And I think in both cases, both teams have two very good goalies. Minnesota with Fleury is, and it looks like St. Louis will start with Husso tonight. He went 9-0-2 over an 11-game stretch before losing the season finale to Vegas. I don't think there's any problems there for either team. I think they both look strong in that regard. I think this is also has the potential to go to overtime, and I'm going to take Minnesota to win tonight 4-3.
Oh my God. I took Minnesota. No, not this one. I have to go a little bit higher. St. Louis, Minnesota, 4-3.
Okay. And so it takes us to the last game for this evening, LA and Edmonton. You know, what can we say here? Like the hardware that's been collected by Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl the past several years, is amazing, but it hasn't translated to very much in terms of the playoffs. I think it's time for these guys who are coming into their prime or are pretty much almost there to take it to the next level and bring Edmonton a lot further than they have in the past few years. As they prepare tonight, the Oilers for the Kings to kick off the opening round. The duo are well aware of this, and they said that they're ready to lead the squad to much more higher expectations and success, despite all achieved by McDavid, who is in his 7th year, and Draisaitl in his 8th campaign. They've just won one playoff series, and that was back in 2017. The Oilers have been knocked out of their first series in each of the past 2 years as well. McDavid, who won his 4th league scoring title with 123 points, these were career highs for him as well, believes that the struggles involved in clinching the 2nd spot in the Pacific is really what pushed them together. And if you recall, I mean, Edmonton started the year very strongly, and then they went into that 2-11-2 rut during, I want to say mid-season, but I think it was just prior to it. And we were all questioning the ability of Edmonton, A, to make the playoffs, B, we were yelling, fire the coach, which they eventually did, get it going, get the best goalie available out there. And, that part seems to have rectified a little bit. They made a couple of moves at trade deadline time that helped the team. They picked up Evander Kane when most teams, avoided him with a 10-foot stick. And as expected, this guy has helped out quite a bit because he's helped to balance off the lines there. And, when you have the luxury of putting McDavid and Draisaitl on 2 different lines, very similar to what Boston did, right? In order to diversify a little bit, they took Pasternak off of that first line and united him with Taylor Hall, and they've been having much better success as a result. I think this is it for them. The Kings, they're arguably the biggest surprise squad in the playoffs, qualifying for the first time since 2018. They opened the season with 1 win in their first 7 outings before winning 7 straight games. But they've had all sorts of injuries along the way, especially lately with their defensive group. Drew Doughty, with his season-ending wrist surgery, obviously hurts tremendously. They have two great shutdown artists in Ansi Kopitar and Dano, who can probably neutralize McDavid and Draisaitl to some degree. But I just think they have Edmonton has a little bit more depth. The goaltending has been strong. Smith has looked very good. This is the series of the grumpy old men, as I would like to call it, because our two goaltenders, Quick and Smith, I think collectively are around 80 years of age, or very close to it, if you think about it. So, and yet they're going to be the two most instrumental guys in my eyes. But I think Edmonton just has a little bit too much to offer. I'm going to take Edmonton to win this game 4-2.
It was 3-2. All right, sound good. Thanks so much. RG, welcome back. Thanks to be a part of the show. And then if you can give me your runner up and your Stanley Cup, everybody put this on the bottom like Luci just did it. I will just take it. I put on the favorite stuff. Mr. Untitled, how many goals tonight?
Let's go with 23.
I go with 24. And we are right now at the time for do the fantasy hockey for us. I have a big game for that. Terry M, thanks to be a part of the show tonight. Thank you to put us all the information there. I got it. We appreciate it. Johnny gonna have a big game for the Leaf tonight. I hope so about that one over there. What we did we finished tie, Mr. Enotap, right?
Yeah, what a great series.
But what about the number 911?
911.
Maybe.
Doesn't get better than that.
Absolutely right about this, Terry. All right, so what you're going to do, you're going to pick first, and I will pick up after that.
Okay.
The goalie, and we'll go back and forth.
Okay, so
7:30, Alan.
Can I start anywhere, or does it have to be the team first, the goalie?
It's up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna take Hedman.
It's easy. It was already there, so it's not like complicated about that one over there for sure. I go with Ekblad.
Ekblad. Okay. I will take Edmonton goaltenders.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Carolina.
Okay. I will take Kaprizov, Minnesota.
All right. Let me check about the people here in the chat here for be sure. Danny, I got it. Richard Mullen, 36. 2010 on the bracket. Tampa running up. Stamkos, I got it. Cup winner, Richard Mullen. I took the lead to win for the gap. Short Cup is Richard. Matthews for Jose DUARTE. Huberdeau.
Okay.
No, it's Huberdeau play tomorrow night.
Oh, right.
McDavid.
Yeah, sorry. No, okay. Yeah, okay.
You took Kaprizov.
Yeah. Well, I had taken McDavid too, but I'll change. I will take I'll go with Draisaitl.
Okay, I go with Aho.
Okay, I'll take Brendan Point.
I go with Kisharov.
And I'll take from on defense Spurgeon from Minnesota.
Okay. Yes, Kelly, the winner, the cup winner, the runner up, and the MVP. Thanks so much, Kilo, about that. I missed one defenseman, right?
Yes.
Morgan Riley.
I knew you were going there.
Okay. So that's pretty good, Mr. UNORTAP. That's complete everything we did cover today. We're going to be back tomorrow. What we do here, guys, tonight we do the game, the Florida, the Tampa Bay, the Toronto at 7:30, and now it's great for us and USA this year, Mr. UNORTAP, because everything is on ESPN. So, and it's live TV. So I'm going to describe live. I'm not going to be behind. That's the good news about that one over there. Before I was always behind, so that's not good. So that's good news about that. Now, after this game is Edmonton, Minnesota. Edmonton, LA. Now,
right.
I don't know if I'm going to shut down and they come back. It depends how many people we are live, everything like that. But we'll be late. That's my point behind everything, because the second game we have to watch is honestly St. Louis. So we're going to stay live after that, but we're not sure we're going to do the description, Mr. UNORTAP, about that one over there. So that's what we add. Anything you want to add? What are you looking for tonight?
Well, exciting games. I think I don't see really any blowouts here. Usually we don't. We're down to the 16 teams here that are all very well matched. You look at their point totals, and there's not much to pick between them. That's for sure. And we'll see if the Leafs can finally knock that monkey off their back.
And don't forget to send me, Mr. UNORTAP, who's the winner of the Stanley Cup? Just take a note.
You want the finalists?
Yes, we're going to follow with everybody, so you can take a note about mine and you take a note of yours.
Let me think here. I'm going to go with, in the finals, it'll be Florida against Calgary, and I'll take Calgary to win.
All right. So honestly, I went with Colorado all day long. So I'm not going. I want to get something different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Minnesota versus Carolina, and Minnesota win the Stanley Cup, and the MVP Connie Smythe is Kaprizov.
Oh, and the MVP, right? The MVP for me will be. Johnny Gaudreau.
All right. So, Mr. UNORTAP, we are set for the prediction for everybody. We appreciate everybody to be a part of the show. Before we leave, don't forget to click on the likes. We're going to do this all playoff every night, 6 p.m. We have two people join us tonight, Terry M. and also Brendan Whiteman. Thanks to be a part of all the show. And we'll see. Now, you can only be at the jail tomorrow if you are only 1 or 0. So if you're 2-2, you are safe. But if you are 1 and 3, possible you go to jail. So be careful about that one with that. Maybe I will go to jail also. It was not be important about that one also. So thank you so much, Mr. UNORTAP. We wish you an amazing, great evening. I look forward to see you a little bit later. Everybody, we wish you good luck for NHL playoff team, or us team is out. but we're going to cheer for any team in Canada first. Now we're going to jump in after that USA. Until then, we're good. We have a lot of fans for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We wish you good luck for your NHL playoff 2022. But before we leave,
you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
You are awesome.
I forgot the thank you so much, everybody. Join us tonight. People join all the. I have to click on all the new setup here. But thank you so much, everybody, to join us for another warm-up show. UNTITLED, another great job. We thank you so much for everything. And until then, my friend, be well, be healthy. Finally, we not only dominate your day, finally, we dominate what?
Your 2022.
Here we go. Have an amazing, great night, everybody, and a great NHL playoff 2022.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you, RJ. Thank you, Jose. Kelly, Nuna, Danny. See you at 7:30. Thank you, Rich. Merci. François.